friends, family, and internet strangers. Stephanie here, back with another cooking video. Today I am doing some meal prep for my meal prep. I am going to be making lunches for the next several days, but this is going to take a little while. So right now I have got some chicken cooking up in the Instant Pot right behind me, and tomorrow I'm going to turn that chicken into a chicken salad that I can have for lunches for several days. But in addition to that, I'm going to try my hand at making bread for the first time. I missed out on the bread craze of the pandemic and just kind of jumped on that bandwagon almost a year into it. Found an easy, no-knead bread dough recipe, so let's give it a try. For the chicken, I use 1 cup of chicken broth in the Instant Pot and season both sides of my chicken with an all-purpose seasoning I got from Target with garlic, onion, pepper, and salt. I add this into the Instant Pot for 8 minutes on high pressure, followed by a 5-minute natural release. This bread recipe only requires 4 ingredients: water, flour, yeast, and salt. To a large bowl, I add 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of active dry yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1.5 cups of lukewarm water. I'm going to mix this up. My chicken just wrapped up. I did a quick release on that, and now it's going to sit for about 5 minutes in its juices. And now I'm going to stir up this bread dough. This is supposed to be kind of a wet dough. It's not supposed to be really doughy, almost more like a batter consistency, based off of what I read on the internet when I was looking up recipes for this, because again, this is my first attempt at it. This looks about right. This looks about like what it looked like in the pictures that I saw on the internet, so we'll give that a shot. All I'm going to do with this, I'm going to set it aside, put a towel over the top of it, and come back to it in the morning. And it should be bubbly in the morning, and it should be about double the size. So, gonna shred up my chicken, get it ready for tomorrow to make into chicken salad, put this aside, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night, bread. Good morning, bread. Good morning. I am back for day 2. Today I am going to be putting the bread in the oven, but first I need to let it rise just a little bit more in the shape that I want it to stay in. So what I'm going to do right now, I am going to dump out my batter. Look at how beautiful that turned out. I already punched it down a little bit. And I've got a flour covered cutting board. I'm going to dump it out, form it into a ball, and let it sit for a little bit longer. Look at that. Ugh. This bread does not need to be kneaded. It is no-knead bread. So now I'm going to cover it up with the towel again, let it rise for about another hour. About half an hour into that, I'm going to turn on my oven, and I am going to put my Dutch oven in the oven to warm up, which I have read online is the key to a nice crispy crunchy crust. While that's rising, I'm going to start on my chicken salad using some avocado oil, mayo, onion, celery, a little bit of pineapple, and some dried cranberries. First up, I'm going to chop up my chicken, my celery, and my onion. Celery and onion going in a food processor to make sure that's nice and fine and flavorful. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of pineapple, not the whole can. Rest of it's going to get used in a different recipe. Then some avocado oil, mayo, about 3 tablespoons. A little bit of dried cranberry for some color and some sweetness. Shake it up till it looks gorgeous. Once my bread has risen, I'm going to put it in that nice hot pan. Be careful, use an oven mitt. That Dutch oven is going to be toasty. Mark it with an X. Add it into an oven for 30 minutes at 450 degrees. After that 30 minutes, take the cover off, put it back in for another 15 minutes. I'm about to take the bread out of the oven. Only like 10 seconds left. It smells so good in here. I can't wait. It's done. the bread cool for about half an hour. Now it's cool enough that I can touch it. It said to use a wire rack, but I don't have one of those. And I'm nothing if not resourceful, so I used my air fryer basket flipped over upside down. It's wire, and it turns itself into a rack, so I guess that's okay. The bread turned out really nicely though. Look at that, and can you hear that? Look at the bottom. Nice and hard, nice and crusty, and now I'm going to finally get to try it. Alright, look at that. It is nice and bubbly and aerated, and it is fully cooked. It tastes like it came from a restaurant. I may not be able to go back to store-bought bread for sandwiches after this. I sliced up some apples to go with my sandwich and put a few apples right on top of that chicken salad, and I cannot wait for lunch. And I'm going to be having this for lunch, minus the apples, for the next probably 4 days. I think I have enough of that for 4 days. Final thoughts? This was so easy. It took me longer to film making the bread than it did to make the bread. So I will post the link in the description below to the recipe that I used for this no-knead bread. I will also post a little bit about what I used for the chicken salad. If you want to see that all typed out, it'll be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you have ideas for other things you'd like to see me make or other things you'd like to see me talk about, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. A whisk probably wasn't the best idea for this.